extra bunch of money that they make a big profit on. And there's no proof, no evidence at all that seniors are better off using Medicare Advantage than regular Medicare. If we could save that $18 billion a year, that is money that we could use to help people who right now need some help. So about 2/3 of what we're talking about is paid for through the existing healthcare system, money that's already being paid by taxpayers. Does not require additional taxes, but that still leaves 1/3. Now, in order to pay for that, there have been a lot of proposals out there. One of them that I proposed, I still think is the best idea. You may disagree because I don't know what your income bracket is. My proposal was that for people making more than $250,000 a year, people like myself, that we should, instead of getting the full itemized deduction of what our highest tax bracket is, we should just cap out our itemized deduction at 28%, which is what the average American gets. So, because my attitude is, I shouldn't get a bigger tax break if I write a check to my local church than if the janitor down the street writes a check to their local church. We should get the same tax break. If we were willing to do that, just that alone would pay for what we're talking about. Now, some members of Congress disagree with that. They've got other proposals. And that's going to be worked out in September. I do want to make the point, though, that I have not proposed any plan that would put the burden on middle-class families in order to deal with this. So when you hear people talking about I'm raising your taxes, the only tax policies I've implemented for middle-class families is a tax cut for 95% of working families. Now, let me talk about small businesses. I don't know your particular situation, whether you're providing health insurance right now to your employees. If you are, then you stand to benefit from this plan because every proposal, both in the House and the Senate, that's been put forward provides a huge number of subsidies to small business owners that are doing the right thing by their employees. So it is very likely, obviously we'd have to look at the calculations. I'd have to, figure out how many employees you have, what kind of health insurance plan you have, etc. But it is very likely that you would actually make money, gain from this plan, because you're already providing health insurance to your employees, and we would give you some help. The only category of folks who might not like this plan are employers who can afford to provide health insurance to their employees, but aren't doing so. Because what we would then say to them, what we'd say to them is, look, we're giving you affordable options. You are going to be able now to be part of a bigger pool. You can buy your health insurance through that exchange that I was explaining to that gentleman there. So you'll be able to get premiums and prices that are comparable to what big companies, Xerox or IBM, are getting for their employees. And we'll give you some help doing it. But if you refuse to provide any health insurance for your employees at all, then we are going to ask you to make a contribution to help make sure those employees have health insurance. Because, by the way, it turns out if you, as an employer, are not providing that health insurance, the rest of us are. Because those folks are going on Medicaid, or they're going to the hospitals for and that's not fair. So the bottom line is this. If you are a small business person who is providing health insurance for your employees, I am very sure that you would actually benefit from this. But the problem is, again, this is where the information has not been going out in as clear a fashion as possible, which is why I'm glad you asked the question. All right? Okay.